welcome to Easy Chat, Easy Chat Live, episode 118. Jesus, it's 118 already. This is good going. This is good going. And I'm very excited. Today is a very special episode because normally I'm talking a lot about business. Well, that feels to me like I'm talking a lot about business and the business journeys. But today we're going to sort of dive into spiritual world a little bit as well. And this is a huge part of my life. So I want to introduce to everybody who is watching and will be watching, Lorraine Whyte. And Lorraine is coming all the way from the UK, and she's known as a Soul Purpose Liberator. Now, Lorraine, would you like please to introduce yourself and just expand? What is it and what does it mean?
So thank you for inviting me on the show, first of all, Juliette. So I'm Lorraine Whyte. I'm the Soul Purpose Liberator, and I help coaches and therapists to create an authentic, deep soul level business that is aligned to their unique soul purpose. And I use astrology and numerology as my primary tool alongside modern business solutions. And so it's very unique the way that I work. And it's really all about helping the person to really understand themselves on a deep soul level, and so that they can know their value in the world.
For me, I can relate to this 100% because in my journey as an entrepreneur, I do have my own business for a good few years, like it's going now 6-7 years. However, it's looking inside and actually really getting in touch with who I am that made a huge difference in how my business then started growing. It really came from within. And so what you were saying to me, to align yourself by understanding you and understanding what sort of traits you might have that are, dictated by astrology or numerology. If you believe in, well, you know what, I can tell you one thing, whether you believe in those things or you don't believe in those things, that reality does exist. And, it's like God. You can choose to believe or not to believe, but there's a guidance and you can't deny this. There's things that happen and, so I truly, truly believe. And it's especially in terms of numerology. For me, it's a very interesting subject because I have a habit of changing my names. In my life, I have changed several times my names, and every 18 years it seems to be a cycle. I go through 2 cycles of 9 years, and then I change my name. And this year is the year 1, and I've changed my name again. I got married, and now I'm Juliette Stapleton. And I researched so much before actually deciding whether I want to change my name or not, because I know the influence that whatever you're called can bring into your life and into your business. So everything is so important. And, I've been researching. Then I was saying to my, then fiance, I said, I don't know, it might be a little bit, might bring me bad luck or maybe. And then he went and he researched. And he's not in this world at all. So for him to go and try it, and then he came back and said, I did a research, you're grand, just take my name. And he was right because ever since I did this, I feel that there is something happened very positive. So I don't know now, there is a gift here in this interview, and Lorraine is bringing me a gift. So I'm looking forward to that. But this is just how I feel about this. But before we go into all that, I want to know more about you as an entrepreneur, because your business to me sounds extremely unique. And as I said, I 100% can relate to that sort of combining the two worlds. And I do think that especially women, well, some men as well. I've met a lot of men who might not look that way, but they would be very sensitive to this world, spiritual world, and they would, consult before doing things. And so this is someone like you would be invaluable to them as a guide, and to help them get their heads around what direction they need to do through their traits and what they naturally have maybe some sort of aptitude for. Am I right? Yeah. So what I want to know about before we go into this kind of details about you. What was your journey and how did you come to this? And tell me the history of Lorraine Whyte in business.
Okay, all right. So this is a long story. I'm just warning you. So
we have time.
I still haven't got it down to, you know, kind of in a nutshell. But okay, so this started my journey. I suppose I had to go right back into the beginning of my corporate life, which is about 22 years ago, kind of showing my age now. And I went into recruitment. I had this whole about wanting to help people to understand their skills and their value in the world, that I didn't realize that my passion was there from that moment. Okay, and so I went into recruitment because I really wanted to help people to find work. And so I did recruitment. I went into HR, working in the corporate, and then I went back into recruitment. And I worked in a whole load of different industries, and I really just enjoyed working with people. And then it was 10 years ago now that I decided that I wanted to have my own recruitment business, because I was kind of a bit frustrated, kind of seeing how people were being, it was all judged on a CV. They were not being seen for who they were, so people were being turned away. And you know, intuitively I could see when CVs used to come in that, you know, intuitively I just knew if they were going to be right for the job. But obviously you can't always explain that to a line manager who is looking at a piece of paper.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
Yes, exactly. So I went about creating, I ran my own recruitment business, and it was very unique because I then combined career coaching with recruitment. And so I'd get someone in and their CV was not always very good, but the difference is that when their CV came to me, I was more likely to see them because I intuitively knew that they were going to be good. Whereas with a lot of, they went to other recruitment agencies, they probably would have been rejected.
That's right. Yes, yes.
And so, yes. So I would take these people on, revamp their CV, look at all of their skills, really get to know them on a deep level, which I understand now to be that deep. And I put them place them in a job. And that was, you know, I was very successful because I used to place 1 in 2 people, okay? And it just became a passion of mine. And then what happened was in my personal, so everything was going great in my business life, but in my personal life, everything was falling apart because I was in a marriage of 12 years with someone whom I was with since I was, and it was dysfunctional, and it was all beginning to fall apart beneath, you know, right before my eyes. And so I went through a very heavy divorce, and everything, I lost everything, my business, my wealth, everything, okay? And it was a real wake-up call for me because I thought, well, what do I do now? Because I've got no money, and also I became a single parent overnight to 3 boys. And so it all kind of, you know, collapsed. And so in that period now, I started to really get to know myself, and I realized that all of this money, because, you know, obviously I enjoyed the money and the materialism, had gone. But I then started to really work on myself and get to know myself on that deep soul level, and really kind of understand and harness my intuition, because people then kept coming to me, you know, people kept referring people to me, and I was not advertising that I was a coach or anything like that. And cut a long story short, I just ended up doing like private coaching with people, helping people to get jobs, helping people to create their businesses. Okay, and I just literally fell into it, and then I started to bring in, as I said, the intuitive side, and then it got to the point where I wanted to go deeper. So I wanted to, because I'm also, I forgot to say, a trained psychometric assessor, and so, but I didn't want to use psychometrics. I wanted to use something spiritual like astrology or numerology, which would kind of give me the same results but more accurate. Okay, I don't know if your audience know what psychometric assessment is. So when you go for
maybe
a job,
for those people who are not sure, in short.
Okay, so when you go for a job, sometimes you're given what we call a psychometric assessment, and you are given, it's like a test, and you're made to sit there for an hour answering questions about your ability and your work preferences. And it tells the employer what you're like as an employee to work with, what your skills are, what your talents are, okay? So that was what I was trained in. But I knew that I wanted to go deeper, because that test is based on your own beliefs. It's not based on, you know, it's not based on who you are really. It's about what you believe about yourself, and that's not accurate.
At that moment, it doesn't have any, it basically assesses you on what your beliefs are at that moment in your life. It doesn't actually, in my opinion, give you any room for growth. So if you are a warrior, if you are going through hard times, you're depressed or whatever happens to you, and you're just in a dark place, and you do a test like this, and then, you know, that stamp is forever on you, you know, or they're easily stressed out or anything. I'm interfering kind of here, because one of the jobs I took, I had to do an Enneagram test, and I researched the answer before even before they came back to me, and I sent them the test by email, and I said, well, I guess I'm a 3. You know, I already sort of researched all that. But the funny thing is that when I looked at the results I got, there was 2 numbers, you know, that were very close to each other. They were just one little number apart on the scale. And there was other things that are brilliant about me. It was researching and everything, but I was in a dark place, and I was just labeled as a warrior, someone who worries too much. And then I felt like in that job there was a lot of sort of labeling me with the results of that test. That's why I really do believe that I'd rather go and look into numerology, I'd rather look into horoscopes than those tests.
Yeah,
because,
exactly.
You know,
they are not accurate.
No, hi Jacqueline, hi Ishfaq and Jacqueline are joining us, so that's great.
Hi.
Okay, Lorraine. So so tell me more. So you started your private coaching, word of mouth sort of practice.
Yes, that's right. And then I fell into, so I went searching for a tool that would give me more accurate results. Okay, and that's when I got led to astrology and numerology. I ended up doing a lot of courses and training in both, more numerology. And then so that was 5 years ago. That's when my business really took a turn. And I started to embrace my spirituality, my intuitive ability, and combine it with my business experience. And that's when and I started to work with coaches and therapists. They just found me. And this is how it works. It's like when you are doing on the right track, it's like the right people find you. And so and so I literally just my business has changed in the last 5 years, and that it's become more in depth now, because before I was just doing readings, and now I'm doing the whole, like I have a program now that I help people to, so it involves a reading. I help people to actually create their business from that authentic space, by really sharing what their soul is wanting them to do, what their soul is about, who they are on that deep soul level, so that they can provide the right service that's aligned to their purpose, So that's kind of it in a nutshell. I hope I haven't gone on for too long.
No, not at all. For me, it's very interesting, because to marry your experience in a corporate sort of business world, and then to acquire skills and understand how your spiritually your talents and what actually makes you fulfilled, isn't it? It's the most important thing is what makes you fulfilled. That's why you're looking for your soul's purpose, because when you feel fulfilled in life, everything aligns, and including your health, your love life, everything aligns when you feel fulfilled. However, if you're unfulfilled, everything falls apart.
Yes.
So the purpose really for all of us is, even through the business, through the marriage, through whatever you're doing, whatever your journey is to find what fulfills you and go do it.
Yes.
And sometimes people don't realize that what they're doing doesn't fulfill them. It doesn't, or it fulfills them only on a number of levels, but it doesn't have all kind of, you know, boxes to tick. Yes, and something else can provide them that. I really can connect with this, because this year I started the online part of my own business. You know, I've been promoting all other companies that I worked with, and I've been doing digital marketing for years. But this year I decided to take myself seriously and then put myself as the face of my business online, which went and just took off so well. And that was because I know what fulfills me, and recognition fulfills me. And, you know, so doing interviews, doing live videos, that's something that fulfills me, and that catches on, because when you're doing something authentically, like you're saying, you know, people get attracted to you, and they're the right ones.
That's right.
The more you show up authentically, you never have to deal with people who are wrong for you. Yeah. I don't, for the last 2 years, I don't have anyone negative in my environment, and that's just amazing. But only that came from within. So. Yes, that's very interesting, and thank you very much for the story. I think it's fascinating, and it's great to have. So, do you work with people remotely, or do you work with people in your area? How does your business model work?
So I work with people mainly remotely. Hi, Penny. So I work with people mainly remotely. So before I used to do face-to-face, because to be honest with you, I was this person that used to work behind the scenes, and I always kind of joke and say I am like the behind the scenes coach, because I was not out there like you on Facebook until this year. You know, so I used to find people. I used Living Social, and then I used people. I got a lot of referrals as well. So I was not kind of out there, and I used to do kind of physical face-to-face one-to-ones before it's all mainly online, and I like it this way because I can reach a lot more people. Yeah.
And it gives you freedom, you know, because it just gives you freedom. You don't need to travel anywhere. You don't need to arrange anything. You really have the time. It gives them freedom and you freedom. You connect, you give each other value. And after that, you're completely free. I love that aspect of remote communication. I don't know, maybe I'm that kind of the weird one, but it's not that I don't have offline friends, but I just don't bother sometimes. I like the online friends. I have my best friend. My husband is my best friend, and my daughter is my best friend, and we do everything together. And then when we have kind of people in the area who always invite us somewhere, we're like, nah, we do something ourselves, you know. So eventually, end up having very, very small social life in the real world, and then I have like a huge one in the virtual world, which I love. Yeah. As you said, you can connect to people from absolutely anywhere, and I love it. I love that. And like, you're in Nottingham, I'm here in County Wexford in Ireland, and there's no way that we would have met if this didn't happen. So exactly. Thank you, Facebook. So I'm going to then ask you, what do you have for me?
What do I have for you? So I have got a reading for you. I've looked at your charts. So you a few names, and I looked at them, but I do base this in your birth name. This is the core of who you are. And then the other name, which I've used, Juliette Stapleton, your name, is like the extra layer. And it's very interesting what you were saying earlier with regards to feeling that this is a positive name for you, because it really is, and I will go into that.
I'm so excited. You have no idea. I'm like a Christmas day just happened to me. Fantastic. Let's just show a little bit of what you do.
Okay, so do you want me to go into it now?
Let's do it, yeah.
Okay, all right, so I've just got your chart up. Okay, so Juliette, the first thing that came to me, because I look at your numerology chart, and I also look at your astrology as well. Although you didn't give me your time of birth, I was just able to just see where the planets were, you know, were, or, you know, that would not impact, not impact on, if that makes sense. Okay?
Right, I didn't realize, because I do know the time of my birth, so I didn't realize.
Okay. No worries.
Okay.
So the first thing, like the theme of your life in this lifetime really has been about change. There has been so much change from beginning to now, and it's going to continue that way. But it's positive.
Yes, it's true. Okay. I constantly, and you know what's funny? I'm going to be interrupting you a little bit, if that's okay, because it's very interesting to comment on this as we go. You're talking about change. Even my hair, it drives me nuts when it's the same for too long. Yeah. I need to constantly, and it's so true. This is my third country that I live in, and I'm planning to move now. And you know, this is so true. I am delighted. Okay, this is good.
Yeah, because this is it, and it's there's more change, because I feel like in the earlier part of your life, it wasn't you've not always been open to change. So in the earlier part of your life, it was about you learning to trust these changes, okay, that were happening. There was a lot of in your early life, a lot of kind of issues around trust, and issues also around like close family members, and feeling like you can't trust them, okay? But that was, you had that experience in order to learn to trust, in order to get used to change, and in order to take control of your life so that you can change whenever you wanted to, if this makes sense.
Absolutely, 100%. I had very complex relationships with my dad. Yes. You know, my mom and my dad didn't get along. So, you know, as a child, obviously, when you're growing up in a family that is not a perfect family, there is definitely going to be all these issues. And it's true, because my dad passed away in 2007, and I always knew we never got on really. And I always knew that we will have a closure after he leaves this life. I just had that feeling. And you know, I had actually a premonition about a month before he passed away that this is going to happen, and it was like I was bereaved before it happened, and I didn't even know. And my very last phone call was a closure phone call, absolutely unlikely, out of the blue, and everything's changed after that happened, and a lot of things started making sense. And it's so true that, you know, it was a big lesson. So there's another, there you go.
That is it, you know. So trust is a big thing, and I feel now that you are really you know, you're able to trust more easily than before, and that's with people as well, because I feel like you've now put yourself in a situation where you are around people who are like-minded, people who are like you, people who get you, understand you, have the same values, that type of thing. So you are you're easily able to trust. Okay, so in terms of kind of, because I'm going to talk about also your business and how you kind of bring that into your business, because it's almost like you give people that you kind of inspire people, but because you're able to trust, you take a lot of chances and risks, and you inspire people to do the same in their business. You know, because like it's like you are like an action taker, you know, and you'll just kind of get on with things because you trust, you know. And people admire that about you, okay? And that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So alongside that, we've got here an energy that is very much about helping people, bringing people together, about facilitating groups, creating communities, networking, you know, being that person who opens their heart and allows people to come in and, you know, just feel at home, okay? And this is the energy that you put out there. And this is your gift, another gift. This is your gift. This is your unique ability, okay? And I don't know if you can relate to the fact that people, when people open up to you quite easily, would you say?
Everything that you said, and I don't want to sort of like blow my own horn, but everything that you said is what people tell me.
Right.
Everything, you know, and I sometimes say, how can I go on life and wing it? And, you know, and sometimes I don't even feel like I gave any value, but somebody says, you have changed my life. You've inspired me. You were that light. I was going through the divorce, and you were the light that kept me going through it. And sometimes I'm saying, how? I didn't do anything, it's just I was there. And I think that I've learned, to understand that there is a part of me, and that's why I really love doing the lives, and that's why I started, as you said, I do create community, especially now, especially with this business and the online courses and everything. But carrying the light is how I see myself.
Yeah, for sure.
So all what you're saying is just so sort of like, that's exactly what it is. So it's so interesting.
Yeah, fantastic. So I'm connecting to you the right, we're connected.
Yes.
So yes, so you are absolutely right, because you are like at the center of your chart, like your purpose. There is this. It's like you're here to be a rock for everyone else. It's like you're here, you're supportive, you're here to support people, and from that space, people transform. Okay, so things like, so I'm saying that you are very good in groups, but you are also very good one-to-one, if you were doing coaching or counseling or anything like that, because you are someone who will inspire that transformation in somebody else, and that's at the center of your chart. Wow. Okay.
I'm getting emotional.
I'm sorry. I always make people cry. I'm sorry.
No, it's brilliant. It's a great feeling. It's not, it's the emotion, but it's just when you are when you're aligning with your soul, those moments, they are always emotional. So it's brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's when it's truth. So that's at the center of your chart, and so we've got another another energy here, which is where your soul wants to take you. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, this is an expansive kind of energy. This is an energy that it's all about reaching out, kind of travel, global kind of, and this is your business, I feel, as well. It's like your business and your soul wants to go global.
That's just entirely right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. It wants you to go and to reach out to so many people. But with this energy comes this kind of tendency, as you have also outlined, which I've picked up before, this tendency to not stay in one place because you like travel. So there is this thing about wanting, I feel like you want to travel again. You're ready to move again. And this is your soul kind of reaching out. But I also picked up as well, Juliette, is that your business, I feel like, although you are doing this globally online, I feel like when you travel, wherever you're going to next, you're going to start bringing it there, like doing more person stuff, like a kind of road trip kind of around different countries type thing. I don't know if that's something that you have already thought about, but doing kind of, and filming it, but you are kind of connecting with people in a physical sense, but filming it. Does that make sense?
Wow. Well, to be honest with you, I am, at this age right now, I am so open-minded to whatever life brings to me. I take everything, and some things that happens are extremely challenging and bad at a glance, but everything that comes to your life is a good challenge for you to grow. And so if that was like, I want to move to Spain. I'm sick and tired of this Irish weather, 18 years, and I've had enough. I need sunshine. So I definitely, my soul is now knowing that I can, make an online business and become location free is a huge incentive. It's true. However, when I'm there, that need to go I know where I feel at home. And even though this is my third country that I've, immigrated to, but I know where my home is, and that's going to be number 4. And that could be the last one, but it could involve a lot of travel around. Of course, I love traveling. We are bikers, myself and my husband. We get on a bike and we go cover like 10 countries in 2 weeks and things like that. So it's all so true. And then with the video marketing that I absolutely love, it just makes sense. It just makes sense to bring it in.
Yeah, exactly, because this is what I see. I feel like you're going to kind of embark on some kind of road trip kind of thing, And when you just said bikers, it just put me in the mind of that program. You know, the bikers, they travel around.
Depends on which ones. The hairy ones.
The food one, yeah.
Oh yeah, oh, I love them. Oh my God, they're so sweet. I love them. I absolutely love them.
And they're traveling
around.
Exactly.
I would like to be an ambassador for, let's say, Spain, that I love so much, and I just travel everywhere to all the small places and just highlight what's the best things, because I don't like that tourism, that, you know, colonizing tourism that's happening, and people don't even know that just the next street there's magic happening, you know. So yes, yeah, I'd love to do that.
Yeah. So that is, that kind of energy is there for you, okay? And then when I kind of move around now, so I'm moving into another challenge area in terms of your business. But I feel, again, you've got to hold on this, because you are a very spiritual person, and I feel like your soul is wanting you to come out more with your spiritual side. And really bring that into your business as well, because you're quite intuitive and you're very open-hearted, so you can really step into people's energy, you know, if they want you to, but it's like you're able to do that. You have that ability, okay, to really be quite empathic. Does that make sense? Yes,
that's true. That's true. Yeah, it is true. And as the older I am, the more I consciously feel this. You know, I know I have a good intuition. I know where I have good feeling or bad feeling about something. And sometimes my intuition is so correct. And I'm sure everybody is. But it's just how you learn to listen to the messages. But let's say my daughter just did amazingly well in her Living Cert exams. She is one of the best results in the country. She got the top marks you can get. And we wanted her to go to Trinity College and study theoretical physics. We didn't want, she wanted it. But my husband, he was all very, you know, nervous and not, you know, sort of like worrying, you know, will she do it? Will she not do it? And I had zero emotions. I had zero emotions throughout the exams. I had zero emotions when the results came in. It's almost like I don't care. But I know when I feel like this, it's my intuition told me a long time ago, she's going to be accepted. She's going to be a Trinity student. And she is now. You know, and this is crazy, but this was the same, you know, we were buying a house. I had the same idea, you know, my whatever people, even with my dad, when he was passing, I kind of had the thing, and I've learned to understand these messages. So yes, and when I work with people, it's interesting that you said that you can get it in business. I definitely feel this, even remotely, even before even one-on-one coaching or anything like that. There is, I just feel that energy from, you know, intuitively and from the pictures even, and I'm able then to help people to get things what they need, you know, to help them, you know, focus on what they need. So it's interesting observation. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because that is this energy here that's kind of coming into play. Because you're very intuitive, very open-hearted, and very.
Any bad news?
No, no, no. All I'm picking up is that it's just bringing it in more. Just bring it, just more. You know.
And I know why, because procrastination is my worst side. That's the worst. Being lazy and not doing as much as I could do, you know. But then if I did that all, I would have taken over the world by now if I did everything. So maybe you're guys all safe that I'm so lazy.
This is the thing, I don't see that, because what I see, there is a balance here. Okay, there is a balance here, because I see that you are an action taker. That's what's here at center of your chart. And I think, you know, don't be too hard on yourself, because sometimes it's good to have a break, you know.
I always say this to my daughter. She is very hard on herself. So, you know, she's doing so well in her studies, but she's actually herself always been very focused. And then she'll say, oh, Mom, I can't relax. I feel like I have to do something, and I don't. And I always say to her, just let it go. You need sometimes to rest. Yeah. And she's my daughter, so I rest my case. Exactly.
Yeah, and it's the same thing for you. So there's another energy here that's in your talents now, okay, and this is really, really interesting, because this is an energy that is about influence, and it's about media and kind of being a person of influence. Okay, so this is in your talents. So it's almost like your soul here. It's like your talents. It's your vehicle for delivering your message. But it's like you're doing now, TV, radio,
Facebook Live.
Facebook Live, Be Live.
That's right.
This is so you're on the right track. And I feel like there's more. I feel like there's more to come in terms of, really getting out, like mainstream kind of TV type thing.
Watch out, peeps. Watch out.
Exactly.
Bring my bad English with me. And I've just reinvented English grammar as well in my life when I watch back. But sure, you'll just have to align with me.
Yeah. Exactly. There's so much here that I'm seeing for you in terms of really bringing your business, out into the mainstream, the media, and really touching a lot of people. And you do this so this also is it's a speech gift. Okay, so you've got a gift of speech, an oratory gift here as well. So you're very charismatic and very much people relate to you, people kind of engage with you. This is why, like with this Be Live, and I don't know, this is what I'm seeing is that it's been quite quick in terms of it's grown quite quickly.
Yeah.
This whole Be Live is grown very quickly because
this is 118, right? But I'll just tell you this, then I'm going to cut this out. There's been only 18 episodes. Because I didn't start that far ago. But I thought it will be so much better to start with 101 because, nobody wants to watch episode 3, but 101 they will. And I started this, and it feels to me like I had like 118 episodes. So there's going to be so much more to come. Like my calendar is booked out now, so which is brilliant.
Wow.
So it's really good.
Yeah. Well, this is it, because it's growing really quickly. Because this energy, people really connect well with you because you're just very charismatic and very engaging, and you know what to say, how to say it. It's really good. Like a real I feel like you could, like moving forward, it's like you could be an ambassador for this kind of work, like a Facebook online Facebook mentor type thing,
And this is why I'm writing my Facebook client attraction course that now I've been writing it, and we have a few people on board. We're creating it in big beta at the moment. So what you're just saying, and this is all it is. It's all the Facebook Live, position of authority, and being authentic, showing up, doing all this stuff. So this is funny how you said this, because I don't think we discussed that, or maybe we did, I don't know. But so this is. It's amazing. I'm like, what is she looking at? How can she see all this? Like, it's so I'm like a child. I'm so excited now. It's like magic. I love it.
It is an amazing tool because it's a chart with numbers. But the numbers kind of talk to me, and that's my gift. The numbers literally speak to me, and they give me more than what the numbers are about, so I can see into different aspects of your life, So so that's my gift. So yes, I'm going to go into the last energy here that I've got, which is it's actually a very spiritual energy. So this is this is where your soul wants to take you, okay? But it's about you bringing all your spiritual ideas and making sense of them in the earthly way, So it's like being a bridge for the spiritual, bringing the spiritual to the earth, if that makes sense, to the physical. Okay, so making spiritual concepts make sense. So you're not up in the air. It's not like woo-woo. You're kind of translating it to make sense. But I see that in the context of your business now. So it's like bringing in like things like, you know, like the law of attraction and, you know, that type of, and bringing it into your work. You know, which
I'm laughing here. I know you're not looking at me, but I'm actually laughing here because when I decided that I'm going to do something, I'm going to bring my business online. I didn't want to bring my digital marketing business or Facebook marketing business. My first thing was law of attraction.
Oh my God.
Then somebody said to me, people will not pay for mindset and law of attraction. People will pay you for digital marketing. And then they will want you to tell them about the law of attraction within the course.
Oh my gosh. Well, there you go.
Because this June, my very first online course, it was a free course, 3 weeks, and we did in a group, and it was about law of attraction and confidence boosting and everything, you know, and so this is crazy that you said that, and maybe there will be some more. You know, just you have to kind of. That's very, very good to know that there's validation. There's like a cosmic validation for what you want to do. Just go and do it. It's okay.
Yeah.
It will all work out. I love it. That's why I love this world. And that's why I love all this, because it does give you validation, and it only validates things that are really, truly your purpose, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Exactly. You
so
know,
so I'm sorry, I'm talking. But all that you were looking at, was that still just the astrology chart that you were able to get all that information from?
This is numerology with some astrology aspects, but the astrology I haven't got in front of me. But I looked at your chart, some of your where your planets were, and that what I saw is the whole thing about change. And this chart, to be honest, reinforces that. This whole thing, your whole life has been about change. And I feel like in the beginning, you started off quite, you know, kind of feeling that you have to get a job and you have to kind of have this security and you have to, you know, and I feel like there's pressure as well for you to feel that way, like with family and so forth. But your journey has been having to really get used to not having that physical security, but to find that security within yourself, so that then you can use that to go out and make a living, to do it that way rather than the other way around.
That is so true. And even though you said in the beginning of your life, that would actually be true 5 years ago, in my mid-30s. That was the subject. So when I was in my 20s, I was very energetic and I, you know, like unstoppable. But in my 30s, that happened, you know, that pressure, exactly what you're saying, you know, you have to have a job. Like I had my own business, and yet for 3 or 4 years after I started my own business, I still subconsciously were looking for some sort of like a job gig. So the security will be giving to me through the job. And then, you know, if something happens, at least you have a job, or you can then, you know, go claim social benefits. I don't even ever think like this, ever. Only because I've learned to look for resources within me, and I don't wait for things to happen to me anymore. It was a mindset shift a couple of years ago, and it's changed my life completely. But it's so true that it was there, that kind of pressure, you know. So it's amazing what you can pick up on this from. That's why I hate when people dismiss this.
Yeah, I know. This is the thing, because for me, it's true. From when I do the readings, people do really connect to it, and you know, to the point where they get emotional, because it's like they're being seen and being acknowledged. You know, and that's what my work is about, really, is to help people to really be acknowledged and to know their value in this world, and to know that they can use their value, use what they are about to create a life for themselves that is one that they, you know, want to live, their dream life, you know.
Exactly. I think that your what you're potentially doing to your clients is absolutely amazing, because I'm blessed that I had a life-turning year, maybe in the last 2 years. There was a year that I just came back to myself, and that's how I feel now. It's finished. That period is finished. We always grow, but you know, that sort of like you come to yourself. But I am very blessed that I've had that, because I know people who are some close people to me who are maybe much older than me even, but they never had that, like a clear realization what they are, what they're good at, what they need to do. So someone like yourself to come in and have a look at what your natural talents are, the energies that are present in your life, and you can create ideas for what business, like you were just saying to me, and you straight away said, media and be ambassador and be, group work and one-on-one work. That's all that I came up with. That not I came up with this idea. It naturally formed.
Yes.
But not everybody is able to themselves form it. So this is why I'm fascinated with it's a very unique business, but I think that it's absolutely amazing, because you do work. You could, if we were working together, you could just say to me, Juliette, okay, this is my suggestion. Why don't you start doing Facebook Lives? Because you have this energy and people will listen to you, and you're charismatic and you inspire people and you're this and you're that. And I'll be like, okay, let's try it. And you know what? I've been doing this for a few months, and this is the feedback I'm getting. Exactly what you said.
Right.
So it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it is. And this is why I work with people in this way, because I have a program now where I do it step by step in terms of working with coaches and therapists. So I help them to not only understand what their unique gifts, abilities and talents are, but I'm able to help them to even see who are the people that they are supposed to be serving. So their client avatar, their target market, all of this chart that I'm looking at tells me this as well. Okay.
So you're going to tell me that.
Okay. So these people that your target market, then the people who you were born to serve, these people are people who they're not trusting. Okay, they're not, they don't believe in themselves. It's like they're on the fence, a lot of these people, but you have this ability to pull them off the fence. Okay, but this is where some of these people are watching you, waiting for something to be here, and they're going to jump on it, because these people are like on the fence in terms of what do they do. And this is the trust thing, because it's like your challenge is your gift. Okay, and so it's your gift, and so it's the people that you serve are the people who are going through that same challenge, because you know how they say that you cannot serve people whom you can only solve a problem that you've experienced yourself, really.
100%. Yep.
Yeah, and so this is how I can see who your clients are, because I look at your challenges that you've had.
This is such an amazing observation. One of my local companies that I work with, they hired me to be on board as their kind of IT person, to communicate to the other IT people that they don't trust.
Okay.
It's not that we discussed it on our interview, but in a nutshell, if you say, why are you working with these guys? And literally because they trust me, and they don't trust because there is language, lingo differences and things like that, So if you're not very technical, then dealing with people who are like developers and they are only in their world engrossed, they don't understand that people don't understand what they're talking about, and that creates so much distrust. And this is so funny, because I always say that, I am your medium, I can help you with this, Oh wow, this is absolutely amazing.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem at all.
I am gobsmacked here. I am gobsmacked and very inspired. I'm so inspired after today's interview, because it's always good to get validation from what
exactly.
It's good, it's not egotistic. It's just people say you're doing a good job, you're inspiring people. It's a good feedback that you need to take it and use it to do more. It's not where some people get like, oh no, it's okay. No, you have to own this.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah, you need to know what you
do have to own it.
Yeah, and then when you get validated by something like, your numerology chart or your astrology chart, how do you argue with that? This is not even a personalized opinion, really. It's, we never met with Lorraine.
No, the first time I'm speaking to you.
Yeah, this is the first time we met 4 minutes before the live broadcast. I did tell Lorraine my date of birth and the birth name and all that. But we actually, we were trying we were kind of looking if we can meet yesterday, and I said, no, let's do it live, because there's energy, And as I said yesterday on my interview with Eddie, that Oprah doesn't meet her guests apparently, so I feel very important here. So maybe I'm starting on the right note. But look, Lorraine, thanks a million. You're done now with my with the reading, are you?
I am. Well, I was going to go into another. I was going to just go in because you said it was very positive, and I was just going to say a few things.
Okay. Yeah, you started breaking up a little bit. You actually froze. And there's something that I think that it's Be Life is doing that to me, because when I had an interview yesterday with Eddie Smith, he froze as well, and Lorraine just disappeared. Are you back?
I'm here.
Perfect. Yeah, I can hear you better as well. Okay, so let's do a few minutes.
Okay, right. So let me just, okay. So your new name is very interesting, because at the center of this new name is an energy that is all about unconditional love. Okay, and it's all about being like people come to you because they feel like they're not being judged. They are like all walks of life come to you because you acknowledge them. And this is a really good energy to have doing what you're doing. Okay, it's just like a boost. Okay, so it's a very positive name. Okay, are you hearing me?
I am hearing you. I'm just a little bit overwhelmed.
Oh, right. Okay.
With this, yes.
Yes.
We didn't have a very positive year this year. I'm not going to go into details, but there's been challenges thrown left, right, and center in our family at us, and the unconditional love is the only thing that could get you through these challenges. And the fact that I got married and changed my name, I got married on the 5th of the 5th, and my passport arrived, and I got with my new name on the 8th of the 8th.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And I'm going on my honeymoon on the 11th of the 11th. How mad is that? So 5th of the 5th, 11th and 11th, and then you get the passport in the very middle of that 8th. I am like double numbers, and on all this year is just amazing, it's amazing. So this is so interesting for me to know about this, because as I said to you before, I was kind of on the fence. Shall I change my name? Shall I not change my name? Because God knows what energy will come in. And yes, you can, you can Google till the cows come home, but you need a professional that knows what they're doing to tell you, actually. So this is
it's a very, very positive name, very good for business, very good. It's got a lot of business energies here. Very good for helping you to really push this forward, so it's all very positive. So that the reason, so it's like Spirit was, telling you that this is the right thing to do. And I feel like as you've gone on, because you've changed your name a few times, as you've gone on, it's like you've changed your name at the right time, because this is how you've got through, to where you are now.
And what's interesting about this, 18 years ago, so it was the year 1 as well in numerology cycle, and that was the year when I immigrated, and it was also the year when I got pregnant with the only child I have. Okay. It was a very big year, and I changed my name to Juliette Esper, and because Esper means hope.
Okay.
I actually made it up and changed it. It wasn't a marital name or anything. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I said, I know what I want to be. I want to have more hope in my life, because I'm hoping for a better life. There's something there, and the man of my dreams is somewhere there, and I need to, hope. Hope will bring me there. And it's so funny how this year now it's changed, and I have the name of a real name of with real history, and this is the only name I identify with in my life.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting, because it's a strong name, lots of love, business, serving, being of service, you know, being kind of going full circle, being able to offer your wisdom, experience, you know, it's a real strong name for what you're doing.
Amazing. Thank you so much for just giving me this information. I'm forever grateful to you, because I really do feel like it's Christmas today. I really do. You know, I don't normally care too much, and I don't get like presents or anything, but this is what makes me feel brilliant, because as I said, it's a little bit of validation when you're doing something, you're on the right track, and you know, the chart says, yes, you are. And what else do you need? And, you know, and sometimes you don't need I recommend people get in touch with Lorraine. If Lorraine is too far, you can't, but get in touch with someone like Lorraine and get in touch with who you are, because that helps you. Even if you at that moment might not connect to it or believe it, it's because you're just not there yet sometimes, you know, but it's still there. You haven't discovered it, but it's still there. And then when you come across this discovery, you will realize that it's always been there. And that's what your true purpose is. And that's why you're called Soul Purpose Liberator.
Yeah, I am sorry. I just missed that last part because you
I'm saying, I was said that when you get in touch with your soul, and people like you, Lorraine, helping people to get in touch with their purpose of their soul, that's why you are called Soul Purpose Liberator.
Yes,
right?
That's right.
So I just think that this is amazing. And you know what? Because we didn't meet before and we didn't talk, and you know, I asked Lorraine, how would you like to be introduced for this show? And she sent it to me, and I was thinking about it. And of course, you know, I can understand, but what's the interpretation? Everybody has their own, you know, people can be called different names or labels, but what's the interpretation behind it? And the whole show here, I think it wouldn't be a better showcase for what you do, Lorraine, than this in a way. You know, it was your idea, and thank you so much. It was brilliant, you know. So before I let you go, can you please tell us where people can find you? What is your website? We're going to drop any kind of links you need in the comments of this video. So guys, if you want to get in touch with Lorraine, and if you need guidance like this, and just try and look inside for, and as Lorraine said, it's not just numerology and astrology. It's actually, if you're not sure what to do in your business, she would be the person who help you create your business idea, create your packages, think about your ideal clients. And this is a fantastic service. So where can we find you?
So it's LorraineWhyte.com, okay, and also lifestrategist.co.uk. And I'm on Facebook. I do lives Monday to Thursday. On my page, Soul Purpose Aligned is the page.
Perfect. We're going to put all of these links.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, Lorraine, thank you very much for joining me. It was really one of the best shows. And thank you everybody who took their time and watched this video. And usually we have a half an hour show, and we went on talking for the whole hour. So
I realized it was an hour as well.
And then I looked at the clock. I usually have a half an hour show, 40-minute show. Then I'll end up talking for another hour to my guest.
Okay.
But thank you so much, everyone who watched this video. And I know there's a few people probably watched the whole thing. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got a lot of value out of it and a lot of food for thought. I certainly did. So it was absolutely brilliant. Guys, thank you. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. This is me done with the easy chat shows for this week. And next week I have quite a busy one. So usually I do my easy chat shows Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at the same time, 7 p.m. Irish time or UK time. It's GMT +1 for my American, Canadian friends or Australian friends. But join me. It's going to be a lot about business next week. But I'm delighted it wasn't all about business today. It was great. Thanks, Lorraine.
Thank you so much, Juliette. Take care.
Everybody, take care now. And